Greetings, amigos. We are Diane and Guillermo, two Americans living in Lisbon, Portugal for the last 3 years. Let's just say we've learned a thing or two about living in a new country with different customs. And sometimes we've learned the hard way. From the cultural curveballs, little everyday habits, and unwritten rules that might surprise you or confuse you, or give you a disapproving look from a local. Today, we've got you covered.
Yes, in this video, we're diving into the don'ts. The things that you really want to avoid while living or visiting Portugal. Whether you're thinking of moving here, already an expat, or just coming for a short trip, and pastéis de nata. We made a few of these mistakes ourselves, and we've definitely seen others do the same.
So grab a coffee, relax, and let's save you some headaches with a few friendly tips and stories from the ground here in Portugal.
Vamos lá!
Portuguese is not Spanish. Some people might understand Spanish, but it's not the same language, and assuming otherwise won't make a great first impression. If you don't know any Portuguese, start with English, and only use Spanish as a last resort. It's better to learn a few basic Portuguese phrases, and locals really appreciate the effort. A simple bom dia will spark a warm greeting in return.
Yeah, you have to try a little harder with the elderly though. It took us a few weeks to get the old lady across the street from our first rental at Trafaria to wave back. After that though, she was all smiles, and she even received a package for us once.
Portugal has a different rhythm, especially when it comes to dining, and it's important to be patient. It's ingrained in our heads as Americans to rush and finish our meals. Not here. Meals in Portugal are meant to be enjoyed, not rushed. If you feel the waiter isn't coming around to check on you, he is not ignoring you. You just have to flag them down for service and the check. If you're in a hurry, let them know in advance or be proactive about asking for the bill.
Yeah, life in Portugal is slow. People enjoy sunny days out and long lunches. We personally enjoy the kiosks at the Miraduros. Lisbon has the best views. You can spend all day sipping on green wine, one of our favorite things to do in Lisbon.
While tipping is not mandatory, it is appreciated for good service, even outside the tourist areas. Rounding up the bill or leaving 5 to 10% is enough, or you can carry a coin purse like we do to leave change behind. And here's the thing. Servers in Portugal are paid fair wages and get benefits, unlike in the US where tipping fills in the gap for a broken wage system. Portugal isn't a tipping society, and locals get concerned that over-tipping from tourists might shift expectations. That could make it harder for locals to eat out affordably, or create a weird dynamic where servers start giving better service based on who they think will tip. So tip thoughtfully, not excessively.
If you're into live music or concerts like we are, just a heads up, don't expect a wild dancing crowd like back in the US. We Americans tend to jump up, dance, sing, wave our arms around, have a moment. But in Portugal, no. You stand up in a seated section and you may get the polite but firm tap on the shoulder. And the message? Sit down, amigo. The local logic is simple. I pay for this seat and I'm going to sit. Want to dance your heart out? Grab a floor ticket in the standing section and you can go wild there. Honestly, it makes sense, and hey, we respect that.
But it kind of depends on the show. We've been to concerts where everyone was up and dancing, even in the seated areas. So fill out the vibe before you get your freak on.
If you're standing in a line for a service, a kiosk, or the bank, don't get distracted or give extra space between you and the person ahead. The Portuguese are known to swoop in when an opportunity presents itself. It's happened to us many times. Diane would turn to me to talk for a second, and the person behind casually strolls ahead of us. There is no conflict about it. we just let it be.
It's no big deal to us, but you can always claim your spot back by kindly telling the person that you were in line. Just remember, stay close and don't get distracted.
Yup, you read that right. Peeing on the street is a thing in Lisbon. We've seen it many times, and one gentleman even apologized in advance before relieving himself on the street where we're walking on.
It definitely seems to be a guy thing and is prevalent at night, especially in the party areas like Bairro Alto. Many restaurants and establishments charge 50 cents or €1 to access their restrooms, and some people just refuse to pay. Just don't do it.
It's so annoying to be enjoying a great day walking the beautiful streets of Lisbon to suddenly be bothered by the whispering sounds of intimidating men attempting to sell you drugs in plain sight. And let's be clear, these drugs are all fake substances. The issue of fake drug dealers in the streets of Lisbon is a well-known nuisance. Tourists are often targeted in areas like Bairro Alto or Cais de Solder.
Just say no.
The beautiful cobblestone streets are common in many cities in Portugal, especially in historic areas like Lisbon and Porto. While the beautiful black and white mosaic tiles called Calçada Portuguesa are charming, they can be slippery and uneven, especially when it rains. Wear shoes with good grip if you're planning to do a lot of walking or sightseeing.
Even on dry days, there are hills to be dealt with in Lisbon. Everyone wears comfortable shoes. There is no fashion police here. You wear whatever makes you feel good and comfortable. Safer shoes are more important than looks. We know more than one person that has been injured falling on slippery tiles. Don't be the next one.
The Portuguese are very good at sorting recyclables, cardboard, and trash. There are plenty of bins at every other block in all the neighborhoods, and the town picks up multiple times a week. We love that.
Now, if you don't recycle properly, we've heard some neighborhoods get serious about it. You get a knock on your door, or the trash is left in front of your door if found in the wrong bin. Don't forget to recycle properly to avoid the neighborhood watch. While Portugal is a dog-friendly country, dog poop can sometimes be a problem in public spaces. Many dog owners don't always clean up after their pets, leaving poop on sidewalks or in parks, which can be unpleasant. Many neighborhoods are equipped with doggy bag stations and trash bins, so there's no excuse. Pick up after your pet and watch where you step.
The Portuguese love their ticket system. You'll find them in the pharmacies, at the vet, the seafood area of the grocery store, the post office, hospitals. It works great when you know you're supposed to take one. But if you don't, you could be standing there a while.
Just look around for a machine or an electronic number board, and if anyone is holding a number when you see people waiting.
And after you complete your service, like at the vet or the hospital, you may have to take another ticket to pay.
Google Maps and websites aren't always accurate when it comes to opening hours. Many small businesses don't update their hours online, and sometimes, even if a place is listed as open, it may actually be closed for the day. Especially the small local mom-and-pops restaurants, some randomly close for special holidays, staff breaks, or even just because the owner decided to take the day off.
If you're heading somewhere specific, call ahead or check their social media for the latest updates. And always have a backup option in case your first choice is unexpectedly closed. One of the best things about living in Portugal, the local markets. You'll find better prices and way fresher produce than at the big supermarkets. Almost every neighborhood has its own market. It's a great way to eat seasonal food, support local producers, and honestly, the food just tastes better.
And speaking of fresh, Fall is avocado season, and let me tell you, our neighbor's tree goes wild. We get so many avocados dropping in our yard, it's like nature's delivery service. They are the best, and we always share with all our friends and neighbors.
While Portugal is famous for its warm hospitality, it's important to stay aware of some of the challenges locals are facing, especially when it comes to the rising cost of living and skyrocketing housing prices. In big cities like Lisbon and Porto, rents have gone through the roof, and a lot of locals are feeling squeezed, partly due to the boom in tourism. So what can you do? Be a thoughtful visitor or new resident. From where you eat to where you stay, your choices matter. Supporting local businesses and being mindful about how tourism affects the community can go a long way. In Portugal, respect for the elderly is deeply ingrained in the culture. Be polite and considerate, addressing the elderly with respect, like saying senhora for madam or senhor for sir. Offering them a seat on the bus or letting them go ahead in line at the market is typical, and we see it all the time.
Even young Portuguese are super polite with the elders. We saw a waiter at the local cafe opening the door for an old lady who lived next door for over 30 years. He carried her bags and made sure she got up to her home safely. We always acknowledge these kind actions with people that make a difference.
While many smaller restaurants and cafes in Portugal don't require reservations, some of the more popular spots, especially in the larger cities, can get fully booked, particularly on weekends or during peak tourist seasons. Making a reservation in advance, especially at well-known restaurants or trendy places, is a good idea to avoid long waits or the possibility of not getting a table at all.
Yeah, many restaurants in Lisbon are very accommodating with large guest parties, especially if you let them know in advance. Call ahead to reserve, or The Fork is a great app we use for reservations that offers discounts up to 30% off your meals.
We can't emphasize this more. Whether you live here or visit, there are many attractions to see and experience throughout Portugal. It's always best to get your tickets online in advance. Many popular tourist attractions in Portugal can have long lines, especially during the tourist season. Booking tickets online in advance is a great way to save time and skip the lines. Historic towns like Sintra also offer annual passes for a fixed fee. You can skip the tourist season and go at any time of the year. Yes, we've booked the wrong date by accident before. The European format of the date and month are switched from the US. Instead of month, day, year, like in the US, in Portugal, it's day, month, year. So August 2nd, 1980 would be the 2nd of August, 1980. Learn this quickly to avoid headaches, especially when processing your residency permits.
It's plain and simple. Don't do it. Between the hefty shipping fees, customs, import duties, port handling fees, and insurance, it can really add up. And that's before you even think about maintenance. American-made cars, especially automatic transmissions, are expensive to fix here. Finding parts is a hassle, and repairs will cost you a fortune.
Plus, public transport in Portugal is so easy, affordable, and accessible. With all the hills and narrow streets, buses, trams, and even the metro are your best bet to get around. Just leave your car behind and buy one here, or you can also rent a car. They are very inexpensive. We use DiscoverCars.com, an online rental broker site where you can find cars with rates as low as 10 euros per day. Honestly, we really don't miss owning a car here at all.
Don't just rely on Uber. Bolt, a European ride-sharing app, is often not only more convenient, but also cheaper. We always check the prices on both. We found that Bolt is usually about 15% cheaper than Uber, plus it tends to have more promotions, which means more savings for you.
And don't forget about public transport in Lisbon. It can actually be cheaper and a lot more fun, especially if you ride the old historic trams. They'll take you along some of the most popular routes, and you get to do a little people watching along the way. And if you live here, the 30-day pass may be your best option, giving you unlimited access to buses, trams, and the metro for an entire month.
In Portugal, whether you're riding the train, the metro, or bus, you need to hold on to your ticket for the entire ride. Don't toss it. The ticket inspectors can show up at any time, and if you don't have a valid ticket in hand, whether physical or digital, you could be fined or asked to buy another one on the spot.
Even if you validated your ticket before boarding, keep it with you until you've completely finished your trip. And if you're using the metro, hang on to your card. You'll need it to both enter and exit the station.
When you go to the gas station to fill up, it's important to know the difference between gasoleo and gasolina. I speak from experience here. I once tried to force the diesel nozzle into a rental car that clearly wanted gasolina. There I was, standing like a fool tourist trying to jam the wrong hose into the wrong hole. Thankfully, the nozzles are designed not to fit. Know your fuel.
If you're planning to rent or buy property in Portugal, you might think you can just browse Idealista or IMO Virtual and find the perfect place. But it's not that simple. Many listings that you scroll through are outdated. Some properties never even make it online, and the best deals are often secured through connections and local agents before they're ever listed.
When you want to buy a property, work with a trusted real estate agent, especially one who speaks your language and who has worked with expats before. They can help understand hidden fees, tricky contracts, or misrepresented listings. Some sellers or landlords prefer to work only with locals or avoid dealing with foreigners altogether. Another reason a good agent can be invaluable. Paulo and Bruno Silva and their team at EXP are bilingual, experienced, and work with lots of American expats. Whether you're looking to buy or invest, they guide you through the whole process. Legalities, local tips, finding the right area, everything.
When you're using an ATM or paying with a credit card in Portugal, you'll often be asked if you want to pay in your home currency or in euros. Always choose to be charged in the local currency, euros. Then you'll be asked, do you accept the conversion rate offered by their bank?
So their transaction fee is $3.95, and then you can see that they give you an exchange rate. And it includes a 13.95% markup. Always decline the conversion.
And you should always say no, so you'll get the rate of your bank institution, which is much lower.
It's called dynamic currency conversion, and it's a sneaky little way that banks make extra money off tourists. So when in doubt, decline the conversion and stick with local currency. You'll get a much better exchange rate that way.
European outlets pack more power than the US. Electrical outlets are 220 volt in Portugal, not 110 like in the United States. We brought some outlet adapters from home for small devices, but we did not bring any small appliances since they would need a voltage converter to work. We just bought new ones. There are all types of brands and prices available in local stores. And if you really can't find what you want, there's always Amazon Spain. So there you have it. Things not to do in Portugal. Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, you'll like this video next.
Give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights into life abroad. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.
Ciao.